What's up, everybody? My name is Tyler Silva, and welcome to another episode of the Rundown with Silva. Today, my guest is probably the strongest member of a band that I know, is someone that is extremely artistic, part of a Bodacious Prints, and really is this source of Robin Hood for bands like us, little bands, little things. Give it up for Lola, everybody. Fucking A. Lola, how are you, sweetheart?
Blushing.
Don't be nervous. I'm only 5'4". It's fine. You're good. You could beat me in a fight no matter what.
It's true. I've gone boxing with Gio. He surprised me one night after work. You guys are similar.
Listen,
statue.
Gio is weak. Gio is small. Gio watches fake fighting. It's called wrestling or something. I don't know. But he thinks that's real.
I don't watch his podcast.
His first episode.
I don't know. Wrestling's funny. I never got into it.
I never did either. I've told many people I just never caught the bug.
Yeah,
I don't know what it was, but and when I was talking to my uncles, they were like, "Well, you never got the cocaine wrestlers." I'm like, "Well, that sounds a little bit more fun."
Yeah, for sure, with all the bells and whistles on it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I've always liked to participate in sports more than watch them.
Oh, of course.
I follow sports just enough to talk crap.
What do you like to follow? I mean, if you were to say you relatively follow the biggest thing you would.
Just rivals. So if somebody comes in a t-shirt, I know how to push their buttons and just
that's like a bartender trait right there.
Yeah, exactly. That's all I follow sports for, so I can talk crap behind the bar.
So you were bartending for Club Red for a while.
Yeah, it was going to be 5 years.
It was going to be 5 years.
Yeah.
That's so. You're Chris, your husband, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, sorry. I always forget fiance, husband, boyfriend, girlfriend. I'm like, I know you guys are just going to be together forever. Yeah. But your husband, Chris, who is drummer of FOL, TV Tragedy, an amazing human being. Shout out, Chris. You guys have really developed this awesome lifestyle that I think a lot of people admire, and it's absolutely inspiring. He's in a band. You fucking drive them. You fucking make their merch. Yeah. You are the bartender behind the bars with these big shows that happen. I don't really know where to start, but I would just love to hear. Can we start with just maybe when you met Chris?
Okay.
It's
all pretty fun. So I was actually working at a half smoke shop, half convenience store, and it was a pretty popular place in Prescott, and all the people came in, and all the college kids came in to buy their beer and whatnot. And so his band members have been coming in and oh, we have this jam spot, come in.
What band was he playing in at the time?
Silent S.
Silent S,
and
okay.
So a few of the band members were coming in hey, come hang out with us at this house. Super cool punk rock place, you'll totally fit in. And it's I'm the new girl in town. I don't know about this. I don't know these people. And so I looked up the band on Instagram, and I seen that Chris was actually drumming for them, and I remember him from years ago in Prescott when we used to both hang out at Sundances, just not together. We were never friends or anything. And then he came in and bought some PBR, and I was like, wait, aren't you the drummer of that band? And that's how we met.
Wow.
That was the icebreaker. Hey, aren't you the drummer of that band?
So you meet Chris, and he's in this band. You are in this crazy role of FOL. Everyone in this band will tell me that you are the fourth member and probably the member that keeps everything going. Yeah. When you first met Chris, were you like that with his other bands, or was it the stars aligned for FOL, or?
I kind of grew up that way. I grew up in music, and so Chris had also been told through our entire lives, we can't have this life. You can't have the house life with the music life, with the art life. You can't do it all at once. And so I wasn't able to do any of this kind of stuff because in previous relationships, I didn't go for the artistic people because I was always told it wasn't going to happen. So whatever. And so finally with Chris, it's just like, all right, I'll take this chance. Let's see what happens. Let's go full force. And we just haven't stopped since. We got married 4 months in.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I did not know that. That's
Yeah.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
And now you guys have like a family.
Yeah.
So you have 4 kids?
Yes.
Correct?
Yeah.
So yeah, your oldest is...
Our oldest is turning 15. He's a little teenager now. It's fun. It's very interesting. He's like a little carbon copy of Chris almost. He's getting into skating and all that, and it's just really strange to see because I came in when he was 10, and so it's just weird to see a full teenager now that I had no part in making, but still I'm his authority figure.
Yeah. Does that get tough? It's got to be tough.
No, I'm pretty nice about it. I try and like be a little bit more friend, and like I usually know my place pretty well. I don't think I overstep bounds, and I'm not trying to be mom. I'm just trying to be the authority of the house.
Of course. Well, you want the best for him, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And you know, that takes a lot of balls, if you ask me, to do something like that. And, you know, props on you. And especially since you have this pretty, you know, big family, and you continue to do this craft that supports so many of us. Okay, so you're an artist. You're extremely talented. When did this start? Like, were you just drawing forever?
Yeah. Just forever, yeah. My mom is like, she was super 80s hair metal, just into the whole thing. So I grew up like super into music, doing the whole thing. And my dad drummed and everything. And so music was a big part of that. And so like, I seen the lifestyle work. I knew it worked. It just wasn't working for me. But no, Chris really saved me. Everyone thinks that I do all the work, but he does everything.
Really?
Yeah. He's a cool guy.
Oh my
I'm
gosh,
not
he's the
cool one.
best.
Yeah, he really is.
That's so crazy because I think you guys are the coolest people in the world.
Yeah.
Why would you say that? Like, I mean, you're an amazing human being. So what makes him
so
cool?
nervous.
Oh, don't be nervous. Come on. You know, we've known each other for a while now. It's cool. When you guys came into my life changed. And
Yeah.
I know we don't see each other all the time, but I could tell you, I could go on and on, but how I appreciate you guys more than a lot of people. You know, Elliot's here on the couch, and I'm pretty sure he can attest to this. But when we met FOL, everything we knew about music and what we played changed. And you were a huge part of that too.
Yeah.
You know? Like, a lot of people don't stick around for this ride. It's not something easy to. I know you've known me for a few years now, and that does not happen to a lot of us, especially me. But
yeah, it definitely made a difference, like being born into it and just knowing that role and watching my parents go through it and watching them work so well and just always being around it and always being very artistic, full artistic family. We all did something. My brother's trying to get a food truck. My sister can just like sit down with any instrument and play it, and I just draw. I doodle.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just been it was a very artistic childhood growing up.
Was there any point like you're...
Sorry.
Thank you, honey. I love her. Was there a point when, you know, your doodling kind of went to the next level? I have to say, if you don't know what Bodacious Prints is, you know, they are an amazing, first of all, family business and just group of individuals that helps people like us. If you're a new band, and I think it's so hard to be a new band, especially right now, and you never know where to get your merch. You never know what... Even if you could just get a little bit patches or, you know, anything like that, you never know who to reach out to. You're constantly asking people. If you want to ask anybody, ask locally, because those people are looking out for you. And I love what you guys are doing. You know, I'm no fucking what do they call it, economic or anything, but with what you guys offer, I think it's absolutely fucking worth it and extremely personal.
Yeah.
And how does this start? You know, you have these doodles, and then look at you guys.
So I grew up in a really small town. I'm 4 hours north, like 2 hours from Flagstaff. My family was not on the richer end because my dad was a musician, so it was more about the craft than the lifestyle, you know. But we never traveled out of town. And so once a year, I would get to go to Flagstaff to go shopping. And so I ended up just making all my clothes. And like in high school, I would have to make all my own band t-shirts because I had nowhere to buy them.
So you've always been crafty.
Yeah, and I didn't have internet. We were too poor for a computer. And so I'm not like getting online ordering band t-shirts. I'm just getting some puffy paint and a blank t-shirt and painting it and like doing stuff like that. And it's really funny. I used to, before everybody started like ripping up jeans and distressing them, I used to actually like get a brand new pair of pants and tie them with a bungee cord to the back of my bicycle and just ride around dirt roads and just like distress my pants out because I was just so punk rock from just like watching Sid and Nancy and just stupid movies that I got a hold of in a small town, just so sheltered.
I remember when I would get jeans, I would go like to this one spot and we would all go hang out, but I would always make sure to go this route where I would hop like the chain link fence.
Yeah.
And I ripped my jeans every fucking time. I'm like, I'm so sick.
Yeah.
Like I'm
exactly.
so fucking cool.
Yeah.
Like for sure.
Yep.
So,
before everybody started doing it. Before
Yeah.
Hot Topic was a thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Man, you know,
Kids
what
these
a
days.
That's one of the weirdest things to watch evolve to. I mean, I guess that I've seen. Nothing wrong with Hot Topic. I've gone in there and found a Rancid shirt I wanted. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's so crazy to watch that thing constantly evolve to the times. Like, we didn't watch, like, I don't know, other places in the mall, like PacSun or fucking anything like evolve like that. We just saw it get lamer and lamer. But, like, Hot Topic was always like, anime's sick, Batman's sick, you know, like, these bands are sick. And I'm like, dude, that must be exhausting. Like, I wonder, I was like, had this conspiracy theory to myself that they just hired like the new millennial or like whatever it is, or like Gen Z or whatever next generation, or like labels up like that's who their new fucking promoter is, and everything just changes.
I always have the joke that like, oh, grandpa died and the younger generation took over the company. Like, oh, the son took over.
Yeah.
That's got to be what happened. Like, oh, somebody inherited the company.
So what kind of merch do you guys run? Because you guys do a lot. I was just looking at the website the other day because my bank account was compromised, so I had to get a new debit card and stuff. And I'm about to order some Bodacious shit. I'm so excited. I have not been able to order like Uber Eats for like a couple weeks. So I was waiting for this fucking debit card and blah blah. It's fucking shitty.
Yeah,
but
I've been in that situation.
Yeah, my Spotify almost like shut down yesterday. I was like, absolutely fucking
sucks.
not. Like my card better be here tomorrow. But it's. You go from puffy paint in high school, you know, following musicians, and then you pursue art a little further down this line?
Yeah, I just keep making clothes, just keep playing around. And then FOL was pretty new when I came in, too. And so they had what we call the classic logo, the patch you have, the first or last. Mm-hmm. And Chris actually drew that. But they're like, we changed members. We want to rebrand ourselves. We want to just be FOL. Like, people keep talking crap about Skrillex, and we don't want to hear it anymore. Like, the joke's old. It's supposed, like, it's a Talladega Nights joke. If you're not first, you're last. Like, Bobby, I said that when I was high. But we watch that way too much. Chris makes me. But, yeah, it was supposed to be about that. And so they just kept getting Skrillex. And then one bartender one time got the joke. And she's like, oh, what's your name? Dave goes, first or last? And she goes, no, the band name. And that was just like, okay, we're good. Now we can be FOL. Yeah. And so I don't know why I say we. They just include me. I know.
No.
I feel so weird.
You have
it.
you drove the band van here. You have.
No, that's my van.
Oh, that's your van?
Yeah, we have
what van
his
are
and
you
her.
in? What
We
you-
have his and her vans. That one's mine. His has bigger pentagrams on the side and more band stickers. Mine has the shiny pink pentagrams.
I'm sorry, excuse me.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
Yeah. Jesus. Sorry, guys.
Yeah. We have his and hers.
How long you been driving these vans?
Van life.
For how long? Well, I mean, like
Well, when it's really funny because when we started dating, he had this truck that got stolen, and I just would not stop making fun of him for it. Just like
what?
just like, oh, you could come up and visit
Grand
me,
Theft
but
Auto.
haha, you don't have a truck. Just like the worst jokes I could make. I'm a terrible person. I find I joke about things I should not every time. So I'm just making fun of him, and his roommate at the time gets a new truck and is like, I have this van, you want it? Sells it to Chris, and that was our first van purchase. Even though we were still new, we were still pretty much, we knew. We just knew.
Yeah.
From day one, we just knew. Yeah.
That's insane. I can barely agree on curtains with Bailey. It's insane. What you guys have in common and that lifestyle, I'll tell you right now, I'm sure you can tell me, it's not easy.
No.
What are the harder parts of it? I mean, because essentially, you see us, we're all just following dreams.
Yeah.
And I think for me, I don't think I'm ever going to be selling out arenas. I don't. But I think this is going to keep me sane for the rest of my life, for sure. Like, do you see anything like that? Or like, there has to be something you see in this not being a performer, because you don't perform.
No,
but
I'm just a number one fan of everyone.
It's insane. But you are married to someone that is in just a situation like almost everyone in this room is. I've got a few people here that play music and whatnot, but pursuing that in somebody, that takes a very special kind of person. Is there something you see that maybe you think like, what's that?
My stuff.
I was about to ask a really deep question that really had a lot of meaning. Did you guys hear that? I was about to fucking make someone cry. What is that?
Don't worry about it. I can't open it.
You need some help?
I got it.
I'll
spell it.
I'll open it if you can answer the question.
So
You have to see something in a musician as special as Chris, especially. What is that something that you see that makes you just drive through this? Because, I mean, I'm not saying by any means Chris is a fucking great guy. He fucking works a job, takes care of all of his kids.
Yeah.
But this music part is such a big part of his life. So how does that become such a big part of your life? Like, oh my God, you're insane. How does that become a part of your life?
So, like every other little girl, I absolutely married my dad. And, like, none of us want to admit that we do this, but I did. He's just like my dad. He's just a career drummer, My dad was a lifelong drummer. He grew up playing drums in the band, like a school band, to the point he became like a professor in school of teaching drums. He's got just like awards in the Ohio and Cleveland Hall of Fame and shit. He toured the world with Melanie, that song, oh, I got a brand new pair of roller skates.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my dad. He toured the world with that band. And so it's just been like my whole life has been just following bands and drummers and just knowing that lifestyle and watching my mom. She was like the most stereotypical diva you could get. Like, she was a rock star's wife. One of these is for you.
What the fuck are you making?
These are my favorite shots.
Dude, you're gonna die.
Thank you, CJ. Okay.
Did you not know I'm a bartender?
Okay, yeah. No, I am very aware.
So-
You must know I'm an alcoholic.
That is for you. I'm so shaky. I'm sorry. I'm
No, it's
nervous.
okay. Don't.
I didn't spill. That's how professional I am.
Okay, so
So
I want.
cheers to us.
Okay, hold on. Before we take this, because hold on.
Can we get a synopsis of what's in that glass?
Yeah,
Like-
just please.
Can I drink it first? I'm nervous.
Okay, we're gonna drink this, but you have to tell us what's in it after this. Okay?
Yeah.
Cheers, Lola.
Cheers.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I will take another.
I know they're dangerous.
In a little bit. Holy, okay, now you have to tell me what that was because I was ready for a chemical bomb. I don't know. Mustard gas. That was amazing. What did you just make?
Everyone forgets how wonderful redheaded sluts are. Like, no one appreciates a good redhead anymore. Come on, guys.
What is this?
Right, Austin? Come on, guys.
What is this? What is
A redheaded slut.
Oh, okay.
Official Jaeger Golden Rim Sugar.
Okay, so we have this rim sugar. That's
Yeah.
what was on the rim, right?
Yeah. And then Jaeger.
Here, pass me some of these. I'm going to hold them up. Okay, so pass me the rim sugar real quick. Okay, so we have this on the rim of the shot glass. And I will. So this is Jägermeister rim sugar?
Yeah. Golden
How's that look?
rimming sugar.
Oh, this one too? Okay. Okay, so we got this right here.
Keep it cold.
And then, what else do we have? So we have Jaeger.
Yep.
So we have a part of Jaeger.
Little Yaggies.
What's this?
This is peach schnapps in my little flask.
Oh, the
That's the
magic
special
juice,
flask.
baby.
Yeah.
No wonder, because I love this shit in green tea shots. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I love this shit in
Yeah,
green tea
schnapps
shots.
is good. And then cranberry juice and a little thing that fit in this fridge.
I am so surprised with how well these go together.
Yeah,
and I think this is the
you wouldn't
common
think-
ground that like. Okay,
It's the mixture.
who wants to try
too.
one of these? Bailey wants one. Can we? Here,
Of
pour it in my
course,
glass.
yeah.
Is that okay?
I have more glasses.
God. So she brought her own mini fridge. First of all, like I've been brought in records,
Everybody?
I've been brought in hoodies and like all sorts of really cool shit at this point. I have never seen someone bring their own like bartending. Yeah. Isn't this awesome, baby? My girlfriend's back here. For anyone that can't hear, but we're about to make her one of these because these are fucking delicious. Do you want one, Austin? Yeah? Elliot Diggs? Is it okay? Okay, and then take one of these for my boy CJ too.
Yeah, I've got 4.
CJ, you have to try one of these. Is that
I'm
enough?
down.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna bring you back one. Here you go. I gotta.
It's so funny. Like she's all pro, and we only got like Coors Light, and she's like, no. I
She
got
brought
my
her
own
own
stuff.
fridge.
Yeah.
She brought her own fridge.
Bodacious.
So Lola, while you do that, I'm just gonna talk to you a little bit. Okay? Is that all right?
Yeah.
Okay. So you bartended at a Club Red for a long time. You had to have seen some of your favorite bands there.
Oh, yes.
Can you like run those down for us? Who maybe you got to meet and who we're so stoked to see?
So everyone's going to think that I'm going to say that working Phil and Samo and the Illegals was the best one because it's Phil and Samo and I'm such a big Pantera and just like Phil fan. He's just one of my idols. I know he's a piece of crap, but he is. Like, we all have our faults.
It's like how people feel about R. Kelly right now. Yeah, I mean,
Stop trying. Stop trying.
Yeah.
I watched the podcast. Stop trying. We're not bringing back R. Kelly. He's in jail. He gets to stay there.
Yeah,
Like,
no, for sure.
he's
he
out
should
of the closet and into the cell. He's in the
coming out
pokey
the
for a long time.
closet.
I tried to get Chris to watch that, and he wouldn't.
Oh, really? I
Yeah.
could not help but watch it. R. Kelly was
I know.
crazy,
How
man.
could you not? And then, like, the midget comes out of or the short person comes out of the
Yeah, dude.
they, like, open the sink.
Say what's under the Bridget. I turned around, it's a midget.
Yeah,
Midget,
the
midget.
kitchen sink, and they just like open it up, and this dude just runs out, and it's like she's fucking the midget too.
It was the
This
craziest.
is nuts.
It was better than like most sitcoms I had seen at that
Yeah,
time. Like,
yeah, he went all out.
yeah.
He really did.
I heard about some of his shit.
We're still not bringing him back.
Listen, I'm not opposed to not bringing a bad person back. And I was so surprised. He was like, I heard these girls like, he would make me kiss the ring and say like, goodbye, my king, every time I
Yeah,
left. I was like,
just
what
crazy
the
stuff
fuck?
and, like-
I'm like, is that what money does? Like, you can just do that
No,
shit?
no,
That's like not that chill.
not.
Like, And he was always
Not what
attracted to
money
like
does.
young girls. Like that's not chill.
And like the parents were just in on it. It's like, yo, I get Art Kelly tickets if like I just hand them over my
Yeah.
13-year-old. No,
Dude, what the
no.
fuck?
Yeah, I watched the Netflix. That's why we're not bringing him back.
Yeah, no, absolutely
he had like
not.
the whole special and shit too.
Yeah, DMX died.
Yeah, I seen that.
That was hard too. I know he wasn't necessarily the nicest guy either in
Yeah.
some aspects, but
He was influential. He made his mark.
yeah, I think he did a good job.
I'm
making his
neither
mark.
here nor there.
Is there someone that like someone you maybe I don't know, whoever your favorite is, like one day they gotta go. You know what I mean? One day they're gonna go. Is there anyone that you're like, oh, that's gonna be a hard day?
So I had always imagined it being Phil Anselmo, and like my mom.
Will you go give one of those to CJ, honey? Thank you.
My mom was always like #1 fan too, and so she was just the coolest. And she always would call me and act like someone in the family died when like a celebrity would die or something. And I remember like when Heath Ledger died, she always made like
Oh, that was
these freaking things for celebrities and stuff like I can't think of the word. Like shrines to them basically.
Yeah.
For when they passed and shit. And so I always imagine like getting the phone call from her that Phil died, but like after losing her, just no one else. Like didn't realize that my dad was my favorite rock star.
yeah.
Like, yeah. So after them, like, it totally changes. Cheers, everybody.
Yeah,
Right?
cheers.
Right? I know,
CJ, you got
right?
yours back there, right,
Nobody
buddy?
remembers. Like, this is the stuff
Oh, I
that
already
used
drank
to be
mine. God
popular,
damn
and
it.
everyone's like, oh, no, redhead and sluts. No one drinks that. Like, every bartender looks at me like, really, you're going to be
Cheers
that
to
person?
you. Really.
Cheers.
Yeah, thank you for that shot. That was super different.
Delicious.
It's crazy. Like that's like one of those things. Like when you do a green tea shot, you're like, I didn't realize Jameson was so easy.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with this Jaeger.
Exactly, yeah. It just completely changes it because everyone's like, oh, black licorice. No, it's not.
So okay, so you bartended for Club Red. You've gotten to meet some really fucking cool acts.
Yeah, so my favorite was actually Earl Sweatshirt. Like, the rap shows were
Really?
so much better
I
than
lo-
the metal shows.
I love hearing that, like-
I knew you would.
Yeah, I actually love hearing that. The last big rap show I ever played, this was a decade ago now, but I got to play at the venue of Scottsdale and be an opener for the game as a guitar player for this hip hop artist. And shout out Joel Matthew. But man, those shows are great. I think it takes a lot to be a hip hop artist. You're one
Yeah.
person up there and you have no band, maybe a hype man, you know what I mean? And first of all, your hype man has to be good too, because like if he's not good, you look stupid.
Yeah.
Like it's really easy to look stupid if you have a bad hype man.
Yeah.
And
And it's so funny, like, working on the other side of it, seeing, like, the sound guys and everybody making fun of, like, oh, just here's your audio cord. There you go. Plug your one thing in.
Yeah.
And it's so different from the metal shows because it's just like, load-ins here, do this, like, your drums over there, blah, blah, blah. Such a big thing. And then it's just like, oh,
Yeah.
here's your chord. And they make fun of it, but it's like so much goes into that.
Oh, of
They're
course.
spending hours. They're like,
yeah.
up at 2 a.m. mixing all these different beats that you don't even realize, like some of them. Some of them. I've seen some bad stuff.
Oh, yeah. Have you? You don't have to say any names, but like
ICP.
oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't know there was so many different kinds.
Okay, so CJ, one of the I think I saw you there, but I went to go see the Menzingers. Yeah, I went to go see the Menzingers, and right next door at Club Red was some sort of Juggalo show
Yeah.
going on. Like,
I didn't know there was different genres within what is ICP. So like they have country, they had like different styles, and it's all essentially ICP, and it's all clown makeup and juggalos, but it's your different music. And like one of them was Native American, and he actually had like rap beats on top of powwow music, and it was just like the most insane thing, because like ICP is a specific type of beat, and so it's not like actual good things like MF Doom, you know. Like
Yeah.
it's a, you can tell it's an ICP beat, and to just hear that with powwow music. So this kid is the first one that I seen. After the show, he goes to his green room, and they're all like, they keep their faces painted so it's their secret identity or whatever. They actually take like bar towels, wipe their face off, and then hand that off immediately and sell it at the merch booth. And this dude was selling
the
used bar
fuck?
towels. So I thought this was the stupidest thing until monkeys started doing it from the attics, and now I just want to spend like $400 on a fucking hanky.
Lola, you are the most punk rock person I have had on this fuck podcast by far.
Punk rock.
It's on your fucking knuckles.
Some kid told me one night that I was almost like punk rock, and it made me so mad that I went home and stick and poked my knuckles.
I know you're
to say
shaking because
punk
like
rock.
I know you're a little nervous and
I'm a little
flustered or whatever.
fidgety.
Yeah, you're
I
fidgety.
shake.
There's nothing wrong with that. And like,
I drink coffee,
but I'm
and
gonna
nothing else.
I'm gonna tell you right now, you have way huger balls than your husband. It's fucking ridiculous. It's absolutely insane. I've never gotten to. I mean, we've hung out and things like that. I've gotten to know you over the course of 5 years since my band started. I can say that.
Yeah.
And
You were at the coffee shop. You've always been like one of the favorites.
dude,
That show just like made a family.
I have such a strong love for you guys. You have no idea. You know what I mean? I would do anything for you guys. I would fucking give up anything I could.
Vice versa.
Yeah, I got your guys' back. I'm not that tall or strong, but I am here for you. But you have become a huge part of, you know, all of our lives. I'm going to stand by that. You know, Austin's here today. Elliot Diggs happens to be still here from the episode that we just did with him. It's crazy how much you guys have become a part of our lives, Dave and Aaron alike. But we love you so much. And I think just looking at you guys from the outside in, and I do this too with Austin and Amanda, but it's so hard right now as a musician to be creative. I'm having a hard time with it. Me and Elliot were talking about it earlier, and it's really hard to be creative. And the fact that you find so much art in everything right now is extremely inspiring. It's truly inspiring. And you have so much influence on you from these shows that you've seen. Are there any shows that like you like can't get out of your head that you got to even just bartend through or anything like that?
Yeah, quite a few. Like I said, the Phil show, just like the main thing was just, I don't bartend for the money. Like a lot of people get into it for the money, and I don't. My first boss who taught me bartending, she told me the best advice: don't do it for the money, do it for the love of what you're doing. Find the passion in it, and the money will come to you. And so at the end of it, just like getting paid to just hang out and see these shows is just so nuts.
Yeah.
That's the craziest part of it. Just like, I just want to go hang out and be everybody's friend. And I'm so shy. I don't talk unless I'm talked to. Like, you have to speak to me. I don't break ice very well. I'm a wallflower.
I'm really glad you came on too. I mean,
Yeah.
you saying that, like, I'm
Yeah.
really glad you just came on here. It means
Yeah, a lot
the
of
world to
people
me.
don't know that, because a lot of people are like, they say I'm intimidating and stuff, and it's like, I don't mean to be. I'm just really shy, and like, if you talk to me, I'll talk your ear off and I won't shut up. And
Well, it's tough when you're a badass. You know what I mean? Like,
I
you're not
don't
just some
think
girl
I
like
am.
trying to get attention. What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
I don't know.
What?
I'm just a shy little wallflower.
Listen, I'll tell you right now,
I have
like-
face tattoos, but I'm just a shy little
But
wallflower.
people, you have to understand that people in this scene look up to you.
I know, and it's weird.
Is that weird for you?
Yeah. Well, it's also cool because, like, I remember those older punks that I looked up to, and it's cool to be one of those now.
Yeah.
And so like that's kind of more what's driving me more than anything, just like the future generations, because that's what it's all about. Like we're not going to be here forever, and the future generations are just going to keep rolling in. So we just got to make it something different for them.
You being so involved in punk rock, and I think if you ask me, I think punk rock is constantly evolving. And I know there's, call me what you want, a poser, a fucking, whatever. But I feel like sometimes our scene is always adapting into something safer for everybody. Like when you hear about punk rock from the 80s and shit, and people are getting the shit beat out of them or whatever, and because like the music was so hard, whatever they fucking want to say, and now like all these people are parents.
Yeah.
And I don't know, do you see anything like that, or like is there anything you could speak on that, like the evolution of how things have come, especially since you've been in it since you were young and you were a child of this? Now that you are going to have children in this, like are there some differences, or do you feel like things are, I don't know, could you elaborate on that?
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of differences from when like I was coming into punk rock, because growing up, like I wanted to, and my mom was like, no, don't be like me, be better, like listen to these boy bands, be a normal person, play sports, be normal, don't be the gothic chick like me. And it didn't work. And so like back in the day, it was a lot worse. When I was first coming in, you had your Nazi punks, and that didn't mean like your I don't like races punks. That meant like you can't shop at Hot Topic, you can't listen to this person, you can't do this, you have to listen to the same people we do, you have to wear our same patches.
You felt
so,
a big divide right there.
My
right
first
there.
group of friends was just like, this is punk rock and this is what you need to be. And so like I broke my teeth with just the worst punk rockers you could. They were just all so stuck up, and it just sucked. And so I'm so happy with how inclusive punk rock is nowadays, because punk rock or Hot Topic has evolved, and like they have stayed. And when they first came, like if you were a real punk, you didn't shop there, blah, blah, blah. And it's just like, but it should be for everyone. Punk rock is for everyone.
I agree with that 110%. I agree for sure. You get to see a lot of bands, meet a lot of bands, and then you end up doing merch for some of these other bands. So what kind of merch do you like offer, and like what goes into it? Because I know you guys do t-shirts, I know you guys do some patches, but I think a lot of people don't know what actually goes into doing those things, because you being an artist, you will take some things and just run with it and make custom screens and things like that. Could you just go off on that a little bit?
Yeah, we do different merch. We do shirts, hats, different things I draw up. I just think of it. With FOL, it's pretty much just sitting there hanging out with the guys, like joking, and they'll say something, and that'll just like spark an idea. And we try and come up with at least one new logo every year, just to like...
Really?
Yeah. We had the very first one, the FOL, the flag with the phoenix.
Yes, that was
That
one of their
flag.
album covers, right? Or was
Yeah,
it a single
so-
cover? Anyways, I know exactly which one you're talking about. Sorry.
That was like one of the first times I hung out with them. And I actually took the wrapper off of a bottle of water like this, because I'm fine. I sit and sip. But
That's okay. We'll get you another one.
I took the wrapper off of a bottle like this, and I was just sitting and doodling on one of these. And they're like, we want to switch to FOL. We want to brand ourselves as this. We need a new logo. And so I actually
Thank you, bud.
stole it. I stole the idea from Contradiction.
Oh,
Billy?
rest in peace, Billy.
So like they always had the full California thing, and it's like, well, you guys want to be Phoenix punkers, let's give you guys the Phoenix flag and just put it inside of the letters you want. And so I just like drew it on a label real quick. They're like, yep, that's it. Can you put that on the computer? Okay.
I know you've been through a lot of stages with FOL, because you've been with Chris and whatnot. If you ask me, I just can't love the current version of FOL right now enough. And I know it went through a lot of stages, but I'm sure you have some thoughts. Like, did you have something when you saw this final version of FOL? Did you feel some sort of relief? Because I've gotten to hear a lot of stories about it, but like to me, every time I hear that story, something just breaks through to me. I'm like, whoa, like, and so it was. Like, you know what I mean?
It really did happen fairly quick. Like, the other guy left pretty soon after I got there, and me and Aaron came in at the same time. Like, our first practice was the same. Like, we both came to the same practice.
No,
yeah.
wait a minute. Really? Like you just met
said
Chris?
That wrong.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, no, can you, like, so you just met Chris?
Yeah, I had met Chris, and I was living in Prescott, and ended up moving back to Page to my mom's house. And so she would just, like, watch my kids, and I would run down on the weekends and hang out with Chris and see what's up and just, like, get to know this guy before my kids met him or anything. So I would come down and get to do my punk rock stuff and then go back up there and mom all week. And I came down, and they're like, yeah, we have this new guitarist that's going to be at practice tonight. And so I got to hang out at Aaron's first practice, and it just clicked from there. And I'm pretty happy the other guitarist exited.
Yeah.
He was a strange one.
What do you think about the boys now? I mean, like, so what it was then, now, like, talk about a little bit what it is now. Like, just give everyone a rundown who is in it now, too. I've talked about it a few times, but if no one has heard of FOL for some reason by this episode, this is the first time you're ever listening. But tell us what it is now, and if you love these guys, give them some love.
Yeah, it's a FOL, first or last. We were actually on tour in Ogden, and version 2 called them FOL Lola and the Boys. So that's what we call them. They're FOL Lola and the Boys.
Dude,
FOL
first
Lola
of all,
and the Boys.
okay,
Yeah.
okay. Elliot Diggs is here right now. That is going to be a Rundown Roommate song. I'm taking that. We're taking that. What? Can you say it again, please, for the record?
FO Lola and the Boys.
FOL Lola and the Boys.
Yeah.
You hear that, Elliot Diggs?
Yeah.
Okay, go on.
Yeah, so it's Uncle Dave and Uncle Cookie, who is Aaron. That's what the kids call him. And
Big guy.
Yeah, big guy. And it's just always been the three of them. And since that first practice, they just completely, it just stuck. Like, Dave and Chris were friends growing up. They've been in bands before, and they fell out and got back together, and like people do over the years. And then Aaron came in just fresh, first band, didn't know much, just like, hey, I like punk rock, I'll play with you guys.
Talk about a fucking nut, too. Like, he was playing, like,
Amazing.
band instruments. He's like, I learned guitar, like, last year.
Yeah.
And he's one of the most amazing guitarists.
Yeah.
You know that. He's only been playing, like, when we met him, Elliot's back here.
Yeah.
But we were just talking about how Aaron has only played guitar for a few years. Like, it's ridiculous how good that guy is.
And Chris is like, being a long time person around drummers, like, Chris is a prodigy. He has natural talent. He hasn't been at it long enough to be as good as he is. There's something about him.
There is absolutely something about him. And it's so crazy, too, because if you ask me, he's one of these people that can, at times, like, just drum extremely traditional in the studio. You know, it might take him a while
He just learned that.
Yeah, like, it might take him a while, like, to play to, like, a click a couple times.
Yeah.
But when he doesn't, there's
It's
not a
even better.
whole lot of drummers that cannot play to a click and lay down some of the best drums.
Yeah.
It's so authentic.
Yeah.
And if you have good enough guys behind you that are authentic as well to just play off of that, Elliot Diggs and I will tell you right now, we track a lot of stuff. Me and him play to some, clicks and whatever. But as soon as it comes down to me having to record my stuff, I try to get drums and bass done first.
Yeah.
And I take the click out because I want to play it to my boys.
Yeah.
And somehow Chris knows how to set the stage in the best way because it starts with fucking drums. Would you agree, Elliot? Like, a lot of things start with drums when it comes to recording. He's saying yes.
Yeah.
By the way,
He is
everybody.
nodding.
Yes, he is nodding and saying yes.
You remember when we did a record and we realized that the drums had been kind of
Yes.
quantized to the grid, and we were like, it doesn't sound like Freddie anymore.
Yes, so we're
It sounds like a computer.
yeah, if
Make it sound like Freddie again.
exactly. We're Elliot's a little hard to hear because he doesn't have a mic behind him right now for anyone listening. But we had done a project before, and we had because of the circumstances, we did electric drums, which actually came out super well. I was extremely surprised, and our engineer asked us, like, do you want me to put them to the click? You know, if anything's kind of out of tune or whatever, or out of time. I'm like, oh, sure. And as soon as we did that, we were like, that doesn't sound good anymore. Like, we were like, hey,
Too
you know what?
overproduced.
Like, way too overproduced. And, you know, a few people told us, like, oh, you know, the last album was overproduced. I'm like, well, we did it, like, in the most punk rock way ever. We recorded it in my homie's fucking apartment.
Yeah.
And that felt really good because we got a lot of people to be on it. And, you know, people can talk whatever they're going to say, but that was one of the most fun projects I ever got to
For
do.
real. Yeah, that was
inspired
one
me
of
the
the best.
most.
That was so cool.
It was so cool,
Just
man.
all the features.
Yeah. It was so much fun. So I want to kind of like break down a little bit into the merchandise that you guys make and like how it goes down, because I've never made a patch. I've never made a fucking t-shirt. I've never made a fucking hat. And I know you guys have, we pulled it up last time, but you guys have this fucking little bullet trailer out in the backyard or like at your guys'
on
place.
the side of the house.
Yeah. Can you give us like the full rundown of like what that looks like and what you guys do?
We're actually gutting it right now. We're taking everything out of it and putting new countertops, workspace in there, doing it all up because the stimulus money we put all back into Bodacious. We just went for it. We're like, the government gave us money. We're just going to do it. Why not?
Fuck yes.
So
Fuck
we
yes.
we upgraded with a new press that we never would have got on our own. So we're upgrading everything. We have everything just moved into our record room right now. So all the vinyl's kind of pushed to the side. And it's a pretty easy process. We kind of have it so fine-tuned that, like, he has his jobs, I have mine, and we just, like, time it out. It's all just a lot of timing and waiting.
Your kids are getting a little bit older. Like, are they, like, any sort of involved? Or, like, do they learn anything from you?
They're starting to ask to get things done, and they're starting to take interest in it, and they're not quite at that level. And it's just, like, at this point...
A lot of stuff that you do takes precision.
Yeah, I'm such a control freak. I'm a perfectionist. I would rather do it myself. I'm an Aries, so I'll just do it myself. You know? So that's one of the hardest things for me about being a mom is, like, actually letting them do things and, like, teaching them. Like, we don't have the grounds for error right now, so maybe in the future when we have a little bit more leeway for, oh, that shirt's off, it's okay, just, like, throw it to the side, we can, but we're still at the ground level.
What does the future look like to you? I mean, being an independent, you know, local company that makes merch for local bands, and if you ask me, it sounds like one of the best growing markets that you could do.
Yeah.
A lot of bands are about to start playing out right now. A lot of people have been working on some things. I've gotten to talk to some people about, you know, how this little pandemic year has either boosted them or killed them. Mm-hmm. But those ones that it's boosted, and like, I wrote everything, and they're ready to put out new projects.
Yeah.
What does that look like to you? Like, and how do you want the future to look for you? Like, if you guys have T-shirts, like, what is, you know, 5 years from now look like? Does it look like embroidery? Like, could you give me some lowdown? Because I don't know a lot of shit about merch, but you guys make really good merch. And I've definitely had some shitty merch, but what you guys put out is quality. And how do you continue to expand that and set yourself aside from everyone else? I don't know. You know, you get to see these things online, but even when I see things online, you guys are still the fucking, like, the bee's knees.
Yeah. That's kind of all I want to be. I don't want to evolve. I don't want to be a bigger thing. I want to stay DIY. I want to stay for the underdog. I want to stay for the people that can't afford it. Because, like I said, I'm from a small town. I didn't get band merch. I had to make it all. And so I know what goes into being that kid trying to do that and helping my friends paint those with puffy paint on canvas. And just like before Chris taught me how to do a screen, because I drew that little thing on the water wrapper, and like days later he showed me how to make a screen, and we were screen printing right after that the first tank tops. And so I always want to be at that level and just help my friends out and just be that person that's like, you guys are starting out, here's a deal, like let's get you guys some merch, because that's where bands make money these days.
Absolutely.
That is where,
I'll tell you right now,
no matter
I've made
what,
less than a quarter off this podcast.
Yeah. Yeah.
And invested a lot more into it. And I think we can all, as musicians, if someone came to me and was like, I made $100 this last year on Spotify, I would probably get Elliot Diggs to suck that guy's dick. I really would.
Yeah.
And because that's hard to do. You know, the market is extremely different from what we grow up. When we grew up with these things that we liked, the market was very different, and now we're like adjusting to this new crazy market.
Yeah.
You know, people had to go out and buy CDs, and now it's Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, whatever, and we're like, there's half a penny. Thank you. That feels really good.
Yeah.
Is it weird? Like, I mean, you guys put out the one thing that's gonna make bands money now, and you guys do it so affordable. What do you want the future to look like? Do you want to expand like past patches and shirts, or like what does the future look like to you guys? How do you want to make this even better than it is now? Because you guys have something amazing, and I know you guys don't stop. Yeah. Chris is, an amazing musician that writes in the future, and you have continued to just grind and making this business better. You get to meet and get involved with some of these bands. You drive the fucking van for some tours. Like, you always see the next step. I know you fucking do, and don't lie to me. Yeah. So what does the next step look like to you?
Like, the ultimate goal is van life, and just like living van life, pulling the streamline behind the van and doing merch. Like, I grew up in a biker family also. My mom was amazing, so she also did like all the biker festivals, and I just watched people travel and make so much money just doing stupid stuff. And I remember there was a lady that I wasn't supposed to hang out with because she came in with the Hells Angels, and so I wasn't supposed to like be around that area because they're Hells Angels and I was a little kid. But I remember just like sitting there watching her sew all of these guys' leather jackets and sew their patches on the back, and with this crazy embroidery machine. And it's just
shit!
Like,
so that's
what I
like
want
that
to do.
OG shit.
Yeah, I just want to like go places like that and just do things like that and just help people that way. Like, I want to bring merch to the underdog, because it's there are people out there that can't get it.
So I was having lunch with Elliot today, who's still back here.
Pizza.
Actually, did he leave? No, he's back there. Anyways, he's back there, but we were talking about things, and I've shot another episode today, but I changed shirts because I don't like to look like I'm wearing the same thing every fucking episode. I changed my hat, whatever. But I was like, man, like I get most of my clothes from fucking shows. Mm-hmm. Like, shirts and socks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you can get shirts and socks from a show, even boxers.
Yeah.
You know what I realized?
Basketball shorts, yeah.
Bro, I'm going to sell one of these days, I'm going to sell fucking nice pants and nice shorts, like Dickie shorts and Dickie pants style, and just put my band logo on them once. Like, that would be the fucking clutchest thing.
There was a rapper one time that had sweatpants with his name down, and I actually really like him, so I wanted a pair, and he was selling them for like $56. I'm not spending $56 on a pair of sweatpants with your name down the side, dude. No.
What about
Good
$46?
Right.
Oh, man.
The most expensive thing we sold was the FOL sweatshirts for $35, and those were gone in a night. That was crazy. Those sold out. That was fun.
Is there a certain piece of merch you like kind of dream of making, you know, whether it make a profit or not, but like that would be absolutely different to everyone else?
Yeah, so we did just upgrade all of our stuff, and we got a sewing machine. And I've always just made my own clothes and like sewn by hand, but I really want to learn how to get into sewing better and make like actual tailored pinup style swing dresses, but with band logos all over them. So
That'd be
just
sick.
yeah, like poodle skirts, but with like
A
the
bunch
circle
of-
jerk dude and like
Yeah.
just cool like
Or like
Pro-
Pennywise
yeah, like-
emblems or something
yeah,
that's like a print.
just like a swing dress with that all over it. Just like mend those two. So I want to try and make punk a little prettier.
What are you looking? Obviously, all of us are looking forward to seeing bands live again. But is there anyone in particular maybe you're looking like forward to either stepping on stage or coming out with something? Even I know a lot of people feel different about where we are in the pandemic, and the last thing we want to do is fucking ever get into that because I want everyone to be safe and I
Yeah.
want everyone to not die.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
But is there like is there something you cannot wait to fucking see, especially if it's local? Because if it's local, that even might get us one more view. But
Yeah.
but I just know you're super involved with it. You know?
I'm excited for all of it, really, and I'm excited to possibly be at a new location, a new venue, possibly work there. I don't want to jinx things. I don't want to say
I
anything.
think a
but
lot of us are
I've
excited,
been,
and we can see the future
training.
real soon. Because I will show up there every fucking day if I can to get a little bit of a bow and a beer just to see Lola there.
Yeah, yeah.
Wouldn't everyone agree?
You're here.
Absolutely. Here, baby.
But
CJ,
yeah.
would you agree? CJ, please agree.
He fell asleep.
He
too.
fell
Yeah, I
asleep.
agree.
But yeah, I'm excited to be in a more intimate setting as opposed to the last place I worked. It's a much smaller place, and I do get to have the one-on-one conversation because the last venue was so high volume, and it was just too busy. Like you said, you went to shows there, and you seen I was just nonstop. Like, oh hi, how are you? Next, like,
Hey, hi, Silva.
Hi,
All these people
hi,
need
good to see
beers. No,
Great.
for
Good to
sure.
see- Yeah, so I'm excited for that. I'm excited to have a change of scene and just get a different flux of musicians because I'm just all about hometown DIY, your local scene, the little guys, because you guys put out better music than the stuff that's out there.
Do you think so? Because you get to
Like-
you get to see a lot of things that's out there.
Yeah, and I'm a fan of all music. Like, if I'm listening to music, I probably have a pop station on. Like, I'm the biggest Harry Styles fan. Harry Styles is my boyfriend. Chris knows it's okay. Like, but I listen to a lot of mainstream radio and a lot of pop music because I like to keep an open mind and like.
Absolutely.
I can't hate something until I've tried it. Like, I'm just that way. Like, you can't, you gotta know. So I listen to everything to have an honest opinion of it.
There is something about you. First of all, you have a lot of balls for whatever the fuck you do in all of this. And the fact that you have so much testicles is ridiculous that you're also not jaded. You know, the fact that you are open to all these little, pop songs that come on the radio or anything. I don't know what it is, but, so many people are, like, willing to put people off, like, you fucking poser.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or something weird like that. And you're not even, you might not like the whole song, but you heard one sound. And as a musician, that
Yeah.
goes a long way.
Yeah.
And that's wild. Like you have such an open mind. Was there anyone that maybe you you're bartending for and you weren't too stoked to see, but maybe did? Or was there anything like that?
There was a few bands that I had never heard of, and there's one that sticks out because it was just so ridiculously busy, and it's just like, who is this? And they're like, oh, it's a popular KUPD band, and that's the punk rock radio, right? Is that
Yeah,
the right?
98 KUPD?
Yeah, I always say the wrong radio
Yeah.
stations. So it was like one of those big bands, and they play during the day a certain genre of rock and metal, if you may, that isn't for everyone. I don't listen to it most of the time. So it's just like, okay, it's another one of these shows. And it was packed, and they blew me away. They were Bad Flower.
Bad Flower.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they're pretty much like this generation's emo music. They would fit right in with like that whole Warped Tour emo movement. They're just good. They're just good musicians.
Yeah.
And like, if you have the words and you have the vocals, I love it.
I love it.
I'm a fan of everything.
I'm a fan of like pop punk too, I guess. Like
Yeah.
I think sometimes those pop punk guys can be so tight in
Yeah.
such a good key. I'll tell you right now, as a punk rocker, we're fucking sloppy.
Yeah.
So like when we're like pop punk sucks, I'm like, those are the tightest guys you know.
Yeah.
They're doing fucking breakdowns, they're doing fucking guitar spins, and then a breakdown live. I'm like, you're an idiot. You're an idiot if you think those guys are not talented.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah.
So what's the future look like for Bodacious Prints? Like, do you guys want to be this trailer in your backyard and then like own like the tallest skyscraper in downtown Phoenix, or what do you want to do with it?
We really want to have Fleischhacker Industries, Fleischhacker Inc., and Bodacious will just be one of the byproducts of that. And so it'll just be like a whole compound. We just want like land.
So you guys want to own the Chase building in downtown Phoenix?
Yeah, we want a big area of land. We want guest houses for our buds to hang out. We want a venue on our land. We want a bar on our land. We want just the punk rock dream, all of it.
So you want to build this crazy ass commune?
We want to be an empire. We want Fleischhacker Industries to just be a
I
thing.
love it. Okay, I've been waiting way too long. I don't want to say. This is so hard to say that I saw your shirt.
I bootleg.
You know what I mean?
I bootleg merch all the time. So like, odds are, if I like your band, I'm gonna bootleg your merch. So
So you made that shirt.
Yeah.
You did not have to do that. Austin, how does that look? Like,
That looks sick.
is it good on camera and stuff like that? Like, I really want you to fucking be looking.
I got one $5. $5.
I
Yeah.
will
No,
have
just kidding.
hundreds of
Yeah.
dollars for you.
I got
What?
one for
Are you
you, yeah.
serious? Lola,
And we made you the new hat logo too.
how does this look? Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, me and you are the only ones that have them. I have the pink one.
That's fucking sick. Show this camera here.
Is this okay?
Which
Does
one?
it look good?
Yeah, that's sick.
Dude,
That's
Lola,
Yeah.
you guys did not have to do
So
this.
we made you merch. And
I
then the
only
new
have an
logo.
estimated audience of 21.
I
You
know.
really did not have to do this. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And so that's actually the tape that I use. It's the pink one. I got myself a pink measuring
Are we
tape.
good on this
and that's-
GoPro? Can we get this GoPro one? Yeah, good. Good. Look at this. This is good quality shit.
That's awesome.
Dude, Lola, you did not have to do all this.
Chris too. Chris did it.
Chris, fuck you, man. Oh my God.
Yeah,
know
that's
exactly.
the new logo. We have this one and another one that's a little more friendly because not everyone's wanting to wear the inverted star.
Well, most people are fucking pussies.
It's not for everybody, unfortunately.
Of course
yet.
not. I can't believe I'll show up with shit like this. My mom will be like, I love you. I'm like,
Yeah.
thanks, Mom.
Yeah.
Lola, we love you so fucking much.
I love you.
Can we
too.
can we all just like get a round of applause going for Lola right now? This is something that doesn't happen that often.
It
like
doesn't. I'm always behind the bar, too busy.
exactly,
I'm never
and like
up front.
I know you. I know you were a little nervous today,
Yeah.
but you did fucking
have my
fantastic.
Yankee, I'm okay.
Yeah, you did fucking fantastic, and you are extremely good with you. We love you. Everyone in this scene loves you so much. where can we find you? Where do you want us to find you? Please tell us.
I should have wrote that down.
It's okay. I'm sure we can actually figure it out. So you guys are on Bodacious.
So I like to smoke marijuana, and I got really stoned and made a second accidental Instagram. So if you go on Instagram, there are two.
Dude, don't even worry about it, because on
Whoopsie.
SoundCloud, I spelled our name wrong the first time I did Rundown
Yeah.
Roommates. Don't even worry about it. We'll get you out
Trying
there.
to fix that, trying to delete one, but they both keep getting action, so I might just keep them both and have two. But the real one to actually reach us on Instagram is Bodacious_Prints. And then we just started a big cartel, and that's, I'm pretty sure, Bodacious Prints at Big Cartel. I think there might be an AZ. We'll find the link.
Listen, we will put
We'll find
all
the
the
link.
we will put all the links in here for you,
Yeah.
for sure, because what you guys do is absolutely amazing. It takes a lot of balls to be this Robin Hood of merch for bands that sometimes only get to play to 5 people.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but
You can't afford it, so we just want to help out those people. And just like I should be saying by this point, we don't have minimums. Like we can even do a mock-up of a shirt if you don't want to put any orders down. We do that all the time. We just throw a mock-up of something, and if we get an order, we'll make one. Like the newest FOL wood grain, the 5-year anniversary.
I think there's a lot of band members that can, or people that are part of bands. If I had to ask this question, like, what would you tell a band to like keep going on right now? And it's so easy from another band, like, oh, just keep doing it and whatever. But you don't even play in a band, and you believe in everyone so much. If you were to reach out to anybody or just give a very broad statement of people's starting bands, being in bands, we've been through this crazy ass fucking year. Is there anything you want to say to any of them?
You can do it. Like just do it. YOLO until you don't.
Yeah.
Like just you can, because so many people say you can't do things. They put up these barriers. So many adults aren't from the scene and don't understand and tell their kids like, you got to do this instead. And like it doesn't matter, music, whatever you want to do, like just follow your dreams. YOLO, you really only do live once. And like I've learned this more in the past 2 years more than anything, because like I've lost my background, and so like it really could happen at any time. Just do whatever. Like you could really lose it all tomorrow. Just try it out. What's the worst that could happen? You fail and have another story. Like just keep trying.
You are a bigger voice than you think you know, because
Practice makes progress.
I have had okay, Austin, how deep are we? Like 12, almost 13 episodes deep. I know some of this is backlogged, and I don't know which episode you're going to be yet, but we get to talk to a lot of people that are performing, and I don't think anyone has the attitude that you do. And I think Austin can stand by that. CJ's been here for, a good round of them. Something about your drive, I know it spreads to FOL. I get to talk to these guys all day, but you are an extremely unique individual, and we love you so much here. We love you, Lola.
Thank you.
Of course. Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah, absolutely. Lola, we'll find Bodacious Prints on the interwebs. We're going to post all the links, okay? So we know you're on Facebook, you're on Instagram, and we'll get all those taken care of. I know you guys have a new website, right?
Yeah, the new Big Cartel store.
Yes.
Yes.
So we're going to make sure all those links are posted. Thank you for coming, Lola. We
Yeah.
love you so fucking much. This means the world to us. And you are the first female guest here. You are
Yeah.
the first.
Yeah.
So hopefully everyone knows I'm not a creep. I don't know.
He's not.
Yeah. Anyways, everybody, my name is Tyler Silva. This is The Rundown with Silva. This is Lola. And guess what? We're going to see each other at the next show, and we will see you in the next episode. Bye-bye, everybody.
Yeah, the rundown with